Welcome back, everybody, to Zlatan's Fight Picks. Today we're going to go over the recap of Dern versus Hill from last Saturday. Well, it's going to be a quick recap, but the good news is we almost got every fight right. And the only fight that we did not get right was a split decision loss for the guy I picked. And that was right here. It was Latifi. He was the underdog. We did pick him. I did watch the fight after the fact. I didn't watch the fights during the fights. When I saw the picks and the parlays coming in, I thought, oh man, this is looking great. But then I saw him lose. I didn't think anything of it. Then I looked into it a little further. I realized it was a split decision loss. I thought, oh man, really? Still wasn't too concerned. I thought, well, mistakes happen. And then I watched the fight. And actually, to be honest with you, I thought he should have won that fight. Obviously, one judge agrees with that. I saw the fight, and the way he ended the fight, he ended in a dominant position. He was striking. After it was the third round basically that decided it. Nascimento started off strong, had a few hits, had a few punches. Latifi got his composure, took him down, took him down. After Nascimento got up, he held him against the cage, grinded on him, threw some shots, held him, and eventually they split apart. And then Latifi started landing a few bombs himself. Overall, I think the striking was fairly even. I think the takedown and the timing of the striking, meaning Latifi ended the round strong and striking and basically pursuing Nascimento. I think he should have got the decision nod. It was close. It was too bad. It would have been 12 out of 12. It would have been a monster parlay for the 12 cards. And instead it's in the middle, so it's still okay. But as an individual fight basis, we did good. I mean, 11 out of 12. And if you spread it out properly, it would have been very profitable. Nevertheless, let's go over the fights. Most confident, minus 1,000. And if you watch the fight, you realize why it was a minus 1,000. Absolute domination from Silva everywhere. It was not close from the start. Leonardo was outclassed. It was a blowout. Fairly easy fight for Silva. Should have a quick turnaround on this one. Definitely, they're going to be building on her. I don't know if she's going to win the championship, but she's definitely going to be up in the top 10 for sure. Maybe top 5. She is getting better. She is young. So, looking forward to watching her fight again. Next fight, Fluffy Hernandez. Fluffy Hernandez, as expected, we thought that Shabazian was going to come out guns a-blazing. And he did for the first 3 minutes. For the first 3 minutes, Shabazian looked really like a killer. I mean, he was hitting Hernandez. Hernandez was taking the shots, but he was going to the body. He was hurting Hernandez. He was very fast, very accurate. And if that guy could keep up that kind of action for 3 rounds, he'd be dangerous. But he quickly faded in the second half of the first round, and Hernandez kind of just kept grinding on him, put a lot of pressure on him, kept attacking, and it's kind of typical Hernandez style. And he's got a great gas tank. He's very durable, and he finally wore him down, and he got on top, and the fight was stopped due to strikes. No, I was expecting Hernandez to do a submission, but it was striking that stopped it. Hernandez looks good. Looking forward to see him in his next fight. That was check. It was good. Next fight, Borschev, the Slava Claus. Slava Claus, again, looked great. Great boxing. Some good kicks. Great defense. It looked a little scary for a little while there when he got gouged in the eye. I thought the fight might have been stopped, but Slava, wouldn't quit, and he kept going, and he finally found a knockout shot. And it was a high degree of probability. Slava Claus, check. It looked good. these guys are so far, like big size favorites, fairly big size favorites, a reasonable favorite. And Buckley's next. He's a good size favorite as well. He was a high probability pick. And head kick knockout. Fiallo, to tell you the truth, Fiallo looked really good. And at the beginning, he looked really good. He looked better than I thought he would from range. He was going in and out. He was striking well. Buckley was fighting good from range as well. So it was a competitive fight. But eventually Buckley, staying on the outside like he should, found his shot and got a good head kick and knocked out Fiallo as expected. So that was good. Of course, Latifi, we went over Latifi. He was our underdog play. Split decision loss. Thought he should have won. Thought he should have got that fight. It was a fairly close fight, but with the way it happened in the third round, I thought he should have got the nod on that one. It was a shame, but nevertheless. Moving on. Next underdog, Hooper, Chase Hooper. Expected Chase Hooper to look a little better this time. He's at an upper weight class. He's put on some size. The person he was fighting, again, looking back at his tape, he just didn't look like a really good striker. And this fight was fantastic on the ground. Like when both of them got on the ground, both of them are fantastic in jiu-jitsu and transitions. I don't know. It was just unbelievable of what they can get out of. It was a really, really amazing to watch. I really was impressed with all of them. I expected them to be good in jiu-jitsu. And of course, the deciding factor was striking. And Hooper had a much longer reach and is a better striker. And that was where it was dominant. It was a dominant performance from Hooper as regards to the striking. But it was very enjoyable to watch when they did get on the ground because both of them were definitely pretty evenly matched down there. It was good. Next fight, I had moved Urbina over here. Still was picking him. He was the underdog. And, I was hoping it was Urbina of what I saw Urbina before he entered the UFC, where he was absolutely relentless. And that's exactly who we got. We got a relentless striking attack, ground attack, really good gas tank. Urbina looked really good. And not that Konseski, or whatever his name is. It's not that he's a phenomenal fighter, but Urbina looked really good, and definitely an enjoyable style of fighter to watch because he just basically can do it all, right? And relentless, tough guy, lots of strikes, very accurate, very powerful, good on the ground. It was enjoyable to watch. The last time we saw him is when he got the short notice fight against Brian Battle, and he lost that fight and basically he gassed. But even that fight in the first round, while it lasted, he was actually winning the fight. So then he lost as he got tired. Nevertheless, moving on. Kawakiewicz, as expected, won. She's will far outclass her competitor. She was, what was the name? The Greek girl. The Greek princess against the Polish princess. What was the Greek girl's name? I don't have it right here, believe it or not. Nevertheless, Kawakiewicz, really good striker, tough. She's great everywhere, well-rounded, fought top level of competition. As expected, she's still not over the hill. I think there's going to be some interesting matchups for her coming up. It's like almost like she's, has a resurgence in her career. And I really think that she's a good fighter. I can't see her getting cut from the UFC. I couldn't see it before. She's just too good, even though she has lost a lot of fights that were against the top contenders. So as expected, she dominated that fight. It wasn't competitive. It was competitive because the other girl was very tough and very durable. But it was dominant as in like she definitely won every round. Kawakiewicz did anyways. Nevertheless, moving on. Godinez. As expected, Godinez, of course, basically better everywhere than Ducati. But Dakota did make a good accounting of herself in the second round. I mean, she was dominated in the first round. Godinez looked unstoppable, and Dakota made some adjustments and actually did do a lot better in that second round, which was, surprising. I was surprised that she could turn it around after being dominated so much by Godinez. It almost seemed like Godinez slowed down. I think, is Godinez short notice on this one? She might have been a little short notice because Godinez definitely didn't keep up the same pace and the same work in the second round, and Dakota did come back. But I believe that Dakota is a little overrated. She's good, but she's definitely a little overrated as far as I could see. So, nevertheless, Godinez got the unanimous decision. She did win the third round, and it was a good fight. It was surprisingly competitive in the second round. Not competitive, but actually Dakota winning that second round. That part took me by surprise. It's because of how dominant Godinez was in the first round. You think she would just carry that through, right? But good adjustments by Dakota. Then Dern versus Hill. I mean, it was a low confidence pick. This is the best version of Dern that I have seen. So aggressive, striking power, everything. Like, she looked definitely like somebody who's going to be fighting for the title. I don't know if she's going to win the title, but she definitely looks like she could be up there and fighting for the title soon. And it was a great dominant performance. The only reason the fight didn't get stopped is because of how tough Angela Hill is. She is unbelievably durable. There's no quit in Angela Hill. It's a great person to watch fight. She's not going to be a champ, but she definitely deserves to be in the UFC. She's always going to be the gatekeeper. And if you're going to go into the top level, you have to get through Angela Hill because, she had a great performance. But nevertheless, we had picked Dern. We expected Dern to win, and Dern did win in quite a dominant fashion. She didn't put her away, but she definitely dominated the rounds. Almost all of them, I think, except for one. I think one round went to Hill. Nevertheless, moving on. Fight with Gorimbo. Well, you know what? Gorimbo looked great. I think Styles was important compared to the style of the AJ Fletcher the first time he came into the UFC. I can't remember if it was a short notice fight, but I think it was shorter. But AJ Fletcher being, someone, he was a good wrestler and he had to prove something at that point. So he beat Gorimbo at that point. But Gorimbo in this fight definitely fought against a good style matchup. He showed that he has great striking. He's great on the ground. He's got a phenomenal gas tank, so he can just keep going and shooting. And he showed all of that. And that definitely almost put away Sato. It was just Sato's sheer toughness that got him through it. But Gorimbo looked great. I mean, granted, Sato is on his way out of the UFC. But this Gorimbo definitely, I don't think he's a contender, but he's definitely going to be entertaining to watch in his next fights. Moving on. This was our 50-50 Johnson Ferreira. If you're picking parlays, I said pick one with Johnson, one with Ferreira. Johnson, great fighter, super fast, super durable. Ferreira, great fighter, well-rounded, good on the ground, very powerful. Not as fast in striking, but like I said, he's very effective in his striking. And after the first round going to Johnson, Ferreira found the timing and he landed a super hard power shot and put Michael Johnson out cold. It was a bad knockout. Too bad he had to hit him again on the ground before the ref got in. But that's what I was worried about. I mean, if Ferreira does not get that knockout, there's a very good chance Johnson could have, got a decision victory on this. This was why it was so hard to pick. And but Ferreira's so dangerous, and I thought, why make a decision when you can just pick both? I don't mind doing 50-50. I won't do two ever. But one, I thought, it's my mulligan kind of for the thing. So I said, let's do the 50-50 on these ones. And I'm glad I did, because, realistically, it could have gone either way. Great fight. Good to see Ferreira. Does not look old. Good to see him back after that rib injury. So he looked good. So there you go. Everything was perfect except for that split decision. It would have been nice to be on this video right now to say, hey, everybody, 12 out of 12. If you trade this parlay, you had made a lot of money. Probably 1,000 times your money. But we can't say that. So let's try it again next time. Next fight will be not this weekend, but June 3rd. And I just started doing the tape on that. Is Cara France versus Albino. Sorry, Albini? What was it? Albini. Yeah, it was it Albini? What's his name? Amir Albazi. Yeah, Albazi versus Cara France. So I just started doing that. Looked like a fairly interesting card. A lot of new fighters. Probably going to have to do a fair bit of research on these guys. But I think it's going to be a good card. Nevertheless. Thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully I'll get this video out, the next video out sooner, because I've got this extra time to do the research. And hopefully early next week rather than later next week, we'll be able to get the video out. That's my goal. So we'll see if that happens. Other than that, don't forget, please hit your likes. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It'll give you notifications for the next video. I do have a link for Bet Online. It has a 50% deposit match if you want to do betting online. And there's also these Bet Online's got the best MMA prop bets, the most MMA prop bets out of anyone. And feel free, buy me a coffee is in the link. If you like the programming, feel free to buy me a coffee. And once again, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. And hopefully we will hit 12 out of 12. Thank you very much.